told you that this girl wasn't very confident? Whenever I say that, people go, but you are still pretty, but you didn't even look that bad. But you know what? I felt bad, and that's what I saw every single day when I would look into the mirror. My confidence was literally somewhere in the Mariana Trench. It was like nowhere to be found. There's always so much pressure to look good, to be attractive. The even bigger problem is that you can glow up. You can be conventionally attractive and still feel like shit. I've been recently seeing a lot of social media posts about people who have gotten BBLs, veneers, lipo, Botox, all of it. And I'm not saying that getting those things is bad. You do you. Absolutely slay. Do whatever. But a lot of people are talking about how they got those things because they thought it would make them feel better about themselves. And they still didn't feel good. And now some of those people are even trying to reverse all of the procedures because they realize that the way that you feel about yourself actually comes from the inside and not from the outside. It makes sense because what is the point of having perfect hair, perfect skin, the perfect outfit if you just don't feel pretty, if you don't feel confident, if you still deep down feel like you are not enough? So that was a very pessimistic note to start on, but today we are talking about how you can glow up from the inside out, not the other way around. Because the biggest glow up I've ever had was when I wasn't focused on looking better, I was focused on feeling better. I was focusing on habits, on my routine, on improving the way that I think, on being more at peace with myself, and that actually resulted in an external glow up. I became more confident, more at peace, more like myself, and that absolutely changed my life. It changed every aspect of my life. I want that to happen to you as well. Hi, I'm Maria. Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, hello. I make self-development content for all of the girlies who want to become their best self, glow up, and change their life. So if you're into that, make sure to subscribe and also follow me on my TikTok and my Instagram. Today, I am presenting you with a list of 20 things you can do to glow up. 10 are for the mind and 10 are for the external glow up. But like I said, the internal part, the mind, is way more important, so we are gonna start with that. How would you talk to your little sister or your friend? If your sister came to you and told you, I think I'm ugly, I don't like the way I look, what would you say to her? You would probably say something along the lines of, you are amazing, you are beautiful, everyone is beautiful the way that they are, look, you have such pretty hair, you have such pretty eyes. You wouldn't tell her, yes, you are right, you are the ugliest person I've ever seen in my life, right? So why do you talk to yourself that way? The way that you talk to yourself can be noticed from outside. It changes your energy. There are people that you can just notice from a distance that they talk bad to themselves. These are people that are not stupid, they're not ugly, they're not lazy, they're not anything. They are amazing people. But they talk to themselves so badly that they are convinced that they're actually ugly or they're actually lazy. Don't let that happen to you. Talk to yourself nicely instead of telling yourself, I'm lazy or I'm a failure because you didn't manage to do something. Say, I'm learning. This is a process. I am figuring this out. Keep in mind that you should talk to yourself the way that you would talk to a friend that you love, like an actual real friend. You know what I mean? Don't be that toxic friend to yourself. Be loving with yourself. Only tell yourself positive things because whatever you think, you actually believe, and you actually manifest that into real life. Your thoughts become reality. If you tell yourself you are ugly, you will see yourself as ugly. If you tell yourself you are pretty, you will see yourself as pretty. Don't say yes when you want to say no. No is no. If you don't want to meet someone, say no. If you don't want to do something, say no. I don't know, honestly, I don't know where this comes from, but we are so conditioned to just say yes to everything because people teach us that that is the nice thing to do. The goal is not to be a nice person. The goal is to be a good person. Your goal should not be to be nice and to accommodate everyone else. The goal should not be to be a people pleaser. The goal should be to be authentic and true to yourself. That doesn't mean being rude to people. It means standing up for yourself and setting boundaries. Protect your energy. Respect yourself, respect your time, and say no if you mean no. Romanticize your life. Your life is happening right now. It's not what's gonna happen in the future. It's not about your worries. It's not about the things that you are anxious about. It's also not about your past. Try to romanticize your life in the current moment. It honestly sounds so stupid and so woo-woo-y, but it is so helpful, and this is one of the lessons I learned actually in therapy and by reading the book, that book right there. The Power of Now. It is an amazing book. Read it, or just read a short summary if you don't want that. I oftentimes read the book guides from short form. I will leave the link down below. I think that it is so important to live in the moment because our energy is also different when we live in the moment, and it is so noticeable. People are so much happier when they actually enjoy the current moment, when they romanticize life, when they're happy about the small things, the fact that the sun is shining, or the fact that they get to drink their morning coffee. People are so much happier, and that can really be seen. People who are genuinely happy are immediately more attractive. They are hot, they are that person, they are that girl, they radiate confidence. It's just good things all around. So romanticize the fuck out of life. Romanticize everything. Light a candle when you're studying, grab your morning coffee, go on a walk, do whatever you want to do. Look at the sky, look at the sun, listen to the birds sing. Whatever makes you happy, do that, romanticize it. Self-care for your mind. I learned the hard way that self-care is not about bubbles and masks. It is about calming your mind. And the way to calm your mind can be, for instance, through journaling or through meditating, or maybe doing something like yoga, something that's not very tiring for your body, but that puts your mind to rest. Those are the things that actually matter, and the things that feel like self-care for your brain as well. Because the pink bubbles and the face masks are all cute and they're necessary sometimes, but sometimes our brain is tired and our brain needs a reset. That's where things again like journaling and all of that come in. I've noticed this also with myself. When I started journaling, I just became a person who was way more centered. I was more chill. I wasn't taking things personally anymore. I also felt better about myself. It helped me in a lot of areas in my life, and it also helped me become more confident because taking that time to do things like journaling, meditating, actually helps you get to know yourself better. So it becomes a thing that makes you more confident from the absolutely deep inside out. A little delusion goes a long way. I do not buy into the whole hustle culture mindset thingy, grind, rise and shine, you know what I mean. I like to be delusional. I think delusion has gotten me so many things in life, including confidence. Even if you are not very confident right now, and if you have very negative thoughts about yourself and the way that you look or the way that you are, what if you would just be convinced that you can get out of that negative cycle of thinking about yourself that way, and you can become the most confident person that has ever walked this earth? And now scratch the what if and actually do that. Start living as if you are already that person. Start walking into rooms as if you belong there. Start carrying yourself like a person who's really confident. Act as if you already are that dream person that you would like to be. Confidence starts in the mind. Act like you're already there. Your past is in the past. You are not the same person you were last year. You get to change, you get to evolve, and that is a good thing. Leave your past where it was. Just because 1 year ago you weren't very confident, or because 1 year ago you thought you were ugly, or because 1 year ago someone told you were ugly, doesn't matter. Okay, if someone told you yesterday that you're ugly, who cares? Who cares about what people think? First of all, those are opinions, not facts. Side note, let's get back on track. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. You get to decide your future. If you didn't grow up confident, that is fine. You can still become confident. What happened in the past doesn't define your future. Don't let it define your future. Focus on who you want to become, not on who you've been. Slow down. Be present, don't rush through things. I feel like this goes hand in hand with romanticizing life. The people who are just chill and relaxed about stuff, they're not rushing, they immediately seem more magnetic, more confident, because they actually live in the moment. And I feel like you really see this when you have a conversation with such a person. People who are fully in the moment are way better conversationalists, and they show their confidence way better in conversations. It is so exhausting to talk to a person who's constantly thinking about something else, because again, you can notice that. So being fully present, especially when you're talking to other people, can really go a long way. Have something that is just for you, something that is really unique to you. For instance, a hobby. People oftentimes do whatever other people are doing, and I get the appeal of that. But honestly, when people start doing things for themselves, they often get really let's call them weird hobbies. They are not weird. I don't think there's anything weird about that, but they start doing unusual things. You know, like for instance, someone might start playing an instrument that you would never think they would play. Someone might start crocheting or knitting. I started brewing kombucha at home. That is the crunchiest, weirdest hobby I've had, but it is fun. And having those things that are very unique to you, actually makes you more confident. It's something that really fills your soul. It's something that's kind of an extension of you, of what you want to do and what you enjoy doing. And that builds confidence, and that is something people can see. And also, bonus point, when you have stuff that is very unique to you, you also have more to talk about or more to share about your life, and people usually also enjoy that. It makes you more magnetic, it makes you a nice person to talk to. It's just fun. How you carry yourself changes everything. You can notice if someone is confident from the second you see them. Why? If they're looking down, they're probably not confident. If they're slouching, they're probably not confident. If they're constantly distracting themselves and trying to appear busy by being on their phone, yes, they're probably not confident. So don't do all of those things. Walk with your back straight, head held high. Greet people when you enter a room, make eye contact with people, don't shy away. People don't bite, hopefully. Don't look at your phone, be open. If someone asks you a question, respond. Walk like a confident person, because that is how you become a confident person. Rest, relax. If you want to do something that is not productive, do it. You don't have to work 24/7. Sometimes a little rest goes a long way. Sometimes we need the rest because being exhausted doesn't build your confidence in any way, shape, or form. Being exhausted is visible. You can see when someone is drained. It's also not good for them. Like, no one feels good when they're exhausted. No one feels good when they're just working 24/7 and they get no rest. When you feel your best, it's probably when you've been resting and you've been doing things that fill up your cup. So do that. It makes you look better and feel better, and it is something that can give you a glow up in just a few hours. Let's talk about the outer glow up, and let's do it while I do my makeup. Some of the smallest habits can make the biggest impact. One of the things that are just a must if you want to be a hot girl is to smell good. A good scent and a signature scent can make you unforgettable. And honestly, there's nothing worse than sitting next to a person and realizing that they smell bad. My nose just doesn't want to get involved in that situation. So find a perfume or a body lotion that smells like you, that is just your character, and wear it every day. Also, layering lotion and perfume helps so much. It makes the perfume last longer, and it also makes your skin hydrated. So it's a win-win. Second of all, sleep. This is probably the easiest thing you can do, the least expensive thing you can do. It's something that's not gonna only help how you look, but also how you feel. You can just see if someone is tired, and I think no person looks their best when they're tired. So whatever you do, prioritize your sleep. Get 7 to 8 hours of sleep every day. You know, no series, no book, no TikTok is worth staying awake and just destroying your health. If you want to read more about this, there's this book, Why We Sleep, which is so good. And honestly, it's even a little bit shocking to see how bad lack of sleep is for us and our health. Same as with sleep, you can just see if someone is dehydrated. Their skin doesn't look good. It's just not a vibe, and who wants to be dehydrated? Grab a nice water bottle. I love my pink Stanley. It doesn't have to be something that's trendy. Just have a nice water bottle that you can carry around and carry it around with you. This makes it way more likely that you're actually gonna get all of your water intake. There's just something about the fact that you don't have to fill it up as often as a glass of water, which makes it really effortless to drink more. Skincare, but keep it simple. More products don't necessarily mean a better skin, and also constantly trying out different products doesn't mean they're gonna actually help your skin. Sometimes they do the opposite because your skin just gets overwhelmed, and your skin needs some time to adapt to products. So find a routine that works for your skin, but don't necessarily overcomplicate it. I really like to stick to the basics. Niacinamide has helped me a lot. I have it in my daily cream. I also have it as a serum that I apply in the evening. Hyaluronic acid. I have a hyaluronic acid toner that I use every single day. I absolutely love it. I layer it under everything. Sunscreen. If you're not wearing sunscreen, what are you doing? Get in the habit of wearing it every single day so that your skin looks better. Also, I just started using retinol. I'm curious how it's gonna go. I'm still in the phase where my skin is adapting to it, but I see some differences already. But I'll let you know after I try it out for longer. Oh my god. I do have to say that it dries out my skin a little bit, so for that I use ceramides, and ceramides is what I always go to if my skin is dry and if I just have the feeling that it could use a little more hydration. Use makeup that enhances your features. You know, just because someone else looks good with a really dark eyeliner, a really strong eyeshadow, doesn't mean that that is for you. If that's not something you like or you want to wear, don't force yourself to wear it just because it's trendy or just because someone else looks good with that. I would personally say don't listen to trends. Yeah, some trends are fun, but other than that, you know, trends change so much. We went from clean girl aesthetic to mob wife aesthetic in like 1 year. Like, what is next? Find something that you like, that works for you, that makes you look good and makes you feel confident, and then do that. If you want to experiment with other looks, of course you can, but don't wear something just because someone says that's what you should wear. Honestly, hair care is like self-care. I feel way worse if my hair doesn't look good, if it's not shiny, if it's not soft. And you know, I run a lot, I work out a lot. My hair is sadly oftentimes a little bit overwhelmed. It gets tangled from the wind. I feel like I'm getting some sun damage from running. I always try to treat my hair really well. I got the glossing conditioner thing from L'Oreal. I love it. I've started always blowing out my hair like with one of those brushes. Absolutely love it. And then you have a salon grade blowout that you just did at home. It's amazing. Always use heat protectant. If you have curls, invest into good curl products. You know, healthy hair just makes you instantly feel and look more put together, especially if you have hair that's hard to tame. So it's always worth it to invest into healthy hair. Also, get ready every day. You know, look good, feel good. Even if you're staying at home, even if you're doing home office, you know, it doesn't hurt to just put on some jeans. Get out of your sweatpants. Take off your pajamas. It's gonna instantly make you feel better. Move your body in a way that you like. Everyone wants to have a dream body, but getting there is sometimes difficult. It's very time intensive, so that's why you should find something that you genuinely like. You know, just because everyone says go to Pilates or everyone says do weightlifting, doesn't mean that that's what you have to do. Do whatever you enjoy doing. Exercise isn't just for looking good, it's for feeling your best. Find your signature look. There's something just so attractive, so magnetic about people who have a signature look. A signature look could be, for instance, having a certain style of clothing, something that is unique, or having a certain style of makeup. For instance, people who always wear red lips. That's such a signature statement look. I love it. It's just something unique, something that's about you, and something that not everyone else is doing. You know, if you look like everyone else, that's kind of boring. We don't want that. And lastly, this is something you can do so easily. It costs you nothing and it also doesn't take any time. Posture. Really sit up straight with your shoulders back. It makes the biggest difference. When I look around at university at the people, how they're sitting, everyone sits like this. And it's just not nice. I get it, you're bored. Some classes are boring. That is totally okay. But if you want to show that you're confident and you want to look like you're confident from miles away, you gotta sit straight. All right, makeup is ready. Actually, 1 second. Now I'm ready. I gotta leave and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.